Okay, I'm going to change the cartridge in a single handle Moen faucet. This is a kitchen faucet. What's interesting about the Moen single handle cartridge is you can also find the same cartridge in bathroom sinks, tubs, and showers. So it's a very common cartridge. And here's some of the tools we're going to need for the average kitchen. The first thing we need to do is shut off the main supply underneath the sink, so we're going to turn the water off. The second thing is we need to remove the cap so that we can get to the screw, and we need to remove this handle. So there's a variety of different kitchen faucets. You're going to have some with a plastic cap on top that's pried off and allows you access to the screw to remove the handle here. Also, some of them will have a set screw on the side or the back. This particular one is an older style, and it actually has a sticker on top, and I'm just going to remove this decorative sticker, and it's going to reveal the screw underneath. And once we remove the screw, we're going to be able to take the handle off. So that's that. And then I think a good technique, because some kitchen faucets have a lot of parts. Some have multiple parts that you're going to take off. This one's a pretty straightforward one, but I'm going to just get into the habit of putting down each part that I receive, that I take off, in the order I took it off, and that way it's going to make it a lot easier to put it all back together. So in this style, once I remove the cap, now I just have to remove this nut here, and we're going to turn it counterclockwise. And this is going to allow us to get right to the cartridge. All of these Moen cartridges are held in place with a little clip, a U-shaped clip, and I'm going to grab this with the screwdriver, and you can also use a needle nose pliers and pull this out. And you can see that the clip is surrounding these two little plastic ears that are sticking up, and that's the same way we're going to put it back together. There you have two choices in a Moen cartridge. One is plastic and one is brass. It looks like the one we're taking out is going to be plastic. And I spoke to Moen, and they said that the best replacement, if you're in an area where you have a lot of minerals in your water or hard water, they suggest using the plastic. This is their newer design, and it does a better job in hard water or high mineral situations. So now that we have removed the pin, in most kits there's a plastic removal tool that comes with your cartridge. And where we have these two ears sticking up, we're going to line up these little indents in this plastic tool, and then we're just going to take a pliers or an open wrench, and we're going to just loosen this up. And depending on how much rust or calcium is built up, minerals have built up, that's going to help us loosen the cartridge so we can remove it easily. Next step, we're going to grab it with a pair of pliers, and we're just going to pull it up, and it's that easy to remove the old cartridge. And now we're going to reverse the steps and put it back together. Alright, so I'm going to put some plumber's grease on the new cartridge, and I would always recommend, especially in an older faucet like this, if there's a buildup of calcium, lime, and rust, and you force in the new cartridge, it can very easily put a divot in these little O-rings. And I've had it happen to me a couple times where you destroy the O-rings on the new cartridge just because you have a little buildup inside the body of the faucet. So I'm going to grease this up, and this will also add a lot of life to the O-rings, and if you ever have to change it again, it'll make it easier to pull this out. And you would not want to use something like a Vaseline, because anything petroleum based will cause these O-rings and rubber to swell and break down. The next step, I'm going to take the new cartridge and I'm going to pull up the stem, and that's going to open this up, so when I push it in, it's going to allow the air to pass through it, so it's going to be a little easier to push this into the main body. And I'm going to be kind of gentle as I put this in, and you can see that by keeping that open, it's allowing me to just push it straight down. And we want to have these two ears that are sticking up aligned here in this slot where that little clip is going to go. And I'm going to push it down right on top of the ears. We could probably use that tool also. The next step is we're going to take this clip and always replace this clip. This is what holds it in. And we've got to line that up so it goes right into the slot. And I might actually have to twist that a little bit, so I'm going to put this tool in. And I'm going to give this cartridge just a little twist over, and I can feel it slip in. And it's a great tool. You can keep that in your toolbox. Alright, I've got the retainer clip in, and now we're just going to put everything back together. We're going to replace this nut and tighten it down. Then we're going to put the handle on, and this handle has a slot that's going to fit that cartridge just perfect. It has two flat edges. And we're going to set that down. We're going to screw that down, and then we're going to put our decorative top on. And then you're going to turn your water on, you're going to test it, and you're going to make sure the hot and the cold are correct. If not, you're going to take the handle off, and you're just going to rotate this stem 180 degrees. So you don't have to take it out or anything, but check to make sure the hot and cold's correct. And if it's not, just rotate that stem 180, put your handle back on, and you're in business with a new cartridge.